it up here. All right, we are now broadcasting live. We have two folks, our hosts from California, and we're gotten so accustomed to people being all over the place with the Zoom and social distancing and all that business. So here you are, we're broadcasting two folks from California, one in Atlanta, and I'm in Park City, Utah. I miss all my New York friends. I hope to be coming back soon. Thank you all for being here today. Big shout out to James, who is kindly and often referred really interesting companies, and this is one of them today. It caught my eye. Many of you know that I'm Greek, and so we have Athena as one of our friends, and so I really appreciate the name very much. And so Roz and I got to know each other, and I've seen Angela's work while reviewing this information here. Little Zoom protocol before we get started. Please feel free to ask any questions in the chat box or in the Q&A if you are using a computer. We'll be happy to answer them as we go along here. And don't be shy, ask away. We are recording this for the record, just so you know. We can't see you or hear you, but we welcome your questions in the chat box in the Q&A for sure. We'll also be posting the recording, on the Family Office Insights YouTube channel. So if there's anybody you think should review it, they can fast forward through me and listen to the meat of the matter rather than listening to the whole thing here. So thank you again for joining us. And my regular refrain is that you have resources, and time is not one that you can make more of. So thank you for sharing your time with us today. So I'm going to hand it to Roz. And Roz and I have had a chance to get acquainted remotely like this. So this will be our second time on a Zoom to get chatting up a little bit. So thank you for being here, Jonathan, Angelo, and Roz. It's all yours, Roz. Welcome.
Hi, everybody. I'd like to thank authors and also the Family Offices Insight inviting us at this opportunity to share with all of you about Athena Music Wellness Therapy. Today from our team, I have my co-founder, Professor Andrew Molino, and our CTO, Jonathan Langs, here just to be part of the presentation here. Well, a little bit of the backgrounds are, starting 2017, I had an opportunity, I will say I had a incident to get involved into, realize how bad a situation of mental health crisis out there, and that we don't realize that from our incident that I lost a dear childhood friends, very successful entrepreneurs, our software company in Australia, commit suicide successfully. But anyways, then I had an opportunity to Professor Andrew Molino, went into China to meet with others, medicals, our schools, our healthcare companies, and also had an opportunity to actually interview us on CCTV to find out what exactly music therapy, how much people know about it, what is music therapy, the markets out there in Asia, Southeast Asia. And long story short, we launched Athena Music Therapy. Could you put a PowerPoint on, please? Thank you. So we believe after 2 years to build up our infrastructures to utilize the expertise and the resource here from the United States and Europe, and to penetrate the global markets for mental wellness using music therapy. I have a very good question for you today. If you had a chance today, would you invest in the seed rounds of a Headspace or Calm? Headspace is a mindfulness meditation app company starting 2013. Their seed round is 2 million, but by 2017, their B rounds 37 million, and with the variation of 330 million. And in 2019, Headspace raised another 93 million in their seed rounds. They're not just direct consumers wellness, but they also invest in using mindfulness for workplace, mindfulness for health segment. And that gets us to try to understand for those many, many years, meditation is looking at like a new age practice from yogi, but in the past few years, they grow into very popular and widely used meditations app online out there. Headspace is not the only players. There's another big players in the market, it's calm.com. Back in 2012, they started with a little bit of seed money, 412,000. And then by 2019, as we all know, they complete their 88 million Series B variation at 1 billion. And I have news say they now variate at $3 billion. Com.com certainly is unicorns in our sectors. But from here, it kind of, we try to find out, so what exactly and how big is this wellness market? As a matter of fact, wellness established a $4.2 trillion global market by Global Wellness Institute. I like to look, next please, thank you. So music therapies actually, as a matter of fact, grow faster than meditation. In the United States, I mean, a meditation's markets is grow at 8% compound annual growth. But for music therapy, although from dollars amounts right now in our industry is way smaller than meditation, but the growth percentage is faster, it's 13%. And music therapy, it can address a wider, bigger range of medical condition. I would like to take a minute to really to explain what exactly the difference between meditation and music therapy. Angelo, would you please?
Yes, hello. Meditation is a spiritual research inner the person, inside herself, that made through focusing, through concentration. Music therapy is an interface between art and psychotherapy, made based on deep science parameters, made from music therapists certified professional composers that use specific frequencies, specific sounds to induct a new mood inside the person.
So music therapy itself is a research-based science that has been used as a tool for rehab for our seniors that suffering from our Alzheimer's, Parkinson, dementias, post-strokes, for people suffering from PTSD, anxiety, depression, to children that right now the growing rate for autism is terrible. 1 in 59 children in the United States diagnosed with autism. And not to mention about anxiety, which now affected with 40 million of the adults in the United States. Here, what I try to say from our American Music Therapy Association. Music therapy actually can address physical, emotional, and cognitive and social needs for our individual. The benefit is there, and why so far players in the markets to put music therapy as the leading solutions for a mental health crisis. There's a reason, because it's quite expensive. There is a high demand for certified music therapists there in the market, but the supplies is still very limited. Our wellness is estimated as a huge market, and that's what I already addressed there. And these are just in the United States. We have not looking or need to talk about the market out there in other markets like Asia, in Europe. One of the things we may really want to get the number is almost half of the adults in the United States have experienced certain kind of mental health issues. right now as we speak during COVID-19, 450 million of the people are suffering from mental health condition. That is the reason why WHO put healthcare, mental health crisis as one of the leading cause of the ill health right now, as we are looking at the situation. And Athena Music Wellness Therapy is a project, as part of the leading company projects here to solve the problem. Here, I just not want to read here, but actually all of these are from a deep, vast amount of research that we can see the benefits from the music therapy treatment. Music therapy is proven effective to help us for any of the mental health conditions. So, our Athena Music Wellness, we launched our robust mental health mobile app, TuneWell. So we are marching into mental health app market. So for the mental health app markets alone, it is a 588 million revenue 2018 and continual growth to 3.9 billion. We are used to our digital health products. We're also used to using health app, but it's only a 20% market share that right there. There is another 80% of market opportunity, allowing company like us to explore and to invest and to develop to help people. As we know, why mental health app markets? Because in the United States, we're still relative at the conservative markets. In China, it's $80 billion app markets out there. It is twice the size as United States and growing faster with nations of mental health segments. I challenge everybody can Google it and check it. Mental health app in the markets, we are literally a blue ocean. COVID-19 actually helping us. It accelerates the remote therapies demand. Why? Social distance, quarantine. So, but people living in a very constrained environment, all sorts of mental conditions popping up. But what they need is they cannot go to one-on-one treatments with their therapist. So what it is say, according to WHO, virtual appointments and virtual therapy are become vitals for now the mental health crisis. So as we just explained, what is the situation, what is the markets there? I like to take everybody 2 minutes. Let music therapy talk is talk and walk is walk. We're gonna share with you 2 examples, actual patient, like through a music therapy segment for a Alzheimer's and a Parkinson patient.
Dementia.
Comfortable for you?
Yes. To her family's sadness, Betty now holds little of who she was. She's become very confused and withdrawn. She rarely smiles or shows any emotion at all, until right now.
Mountains green, the holy Lamb of God, on England's present.
I was stunned at the conversation that she had post the music. So it was actually a coherent conversation. It wasn't muddled. And I didn't expect that to happen.
And North Jerusalem is the They bring home a feeling of happiness.
John has Parkinson's. It's an insidious disease that attacks the parts of the brain that allow movement.
In my case, I have this shovel where I start to walk too fast and I can't sort of stop myself. And so I have to be very...
But watch what happens when we start the music.
beautiful to watch. It is, it's so beautiful. And for a person who is shuffling and blocking and freezing, to be moving like that. So what we think music does is to bypass the defective basal ganglia to activate what's trapped inside. So the music provides an external rhythm to compensate for the defective rhythm inside the brain.
Thank you. So here I like to share with all of you are officially Athena Music Wellness. What we do is we provide music therapy treatment, therapist education, and mental wellness content licensing. Our music therapies are what we do. We provide online and in-person treatments. And for music therapy education, we have a complete platform. They will provide 2 years degrees of music therapy, online certification classes, and also we are the licensees from European Music Therapy Board for providing music therapy treatment testing, music therapy certified testing centers and pre-test education. Most importantly, I believe that through our TuneWell, a robust music wellness therapy app, we'll be able to provide distant remote therapies for our users. Athena Music Wellness also have one patent product. It is a assistive digital technology device. The device be able to help our autism patients and Alzheimer's for their rehabilitation.
Roz?
Yes.
Can I just interrupt for 1 second? So I was encouraged to, and I apologize, I haven't done it prior to this, downloaded the app while you were speaking and went in and registered and all that. So I would encourage everybody to do that. The page prior to this that you just went through, I think it would be helpful to the group if you could just talk about what you've done already. So aside from the things that you're going to expand to, right now you have the app and you have the licenses. So can you talk a little bit about what you're actually executing on now?
Okay. So actually here we'll show you what we have done as a milestone. So when we started the structurings our Athena Music Wellness 2017 to 2020 now, we already completed a complete content creation for our let's from the top. We already have a curriculum. So we have the education program that 2 years degrees music therapy. And we have our whole group of online individual courses. These are for the people that have not yet committed to get a full-time 2-year degree, but they would like to learn certain techniques for music therapy. So we have certification online courses. And we already have our team here in the United States under the leadership of me, Angelo, Jonathan, and in Shanghai, we have a team for 3 people, our general manager and 2 senior VP, try to develop our market in Asia. We already established partnerships in the industry. For example, in Shanghai, we are in the hospitals providing music therapies and music therapy professional training at that location. Here in the United States, we're in Southern California, here in the sunny Newport Beach, and in Silicon Valley, we have another satellite location there. The last but not the least, certainly we're going to mostly talk about is the launch, the development and the launch of our TuneWell, which is a mental wellness music therapies mobile app. So I would like to share a little bit about the Asian market, if I made this kind of insert into here. As we know, China's 1 in 49 children are suffering from autism, and not to mention about others are mental health special needs. But with the Eastern culture, they are very private, even their families member suffering from mental health they are very reserved in terms of to seek help. So in China alone, there were so many starting to have a lot of nonprofit organizations starting out there to provide some programs or helping. But as a professional science-based therapy program to helping is still very, very limited. So we are entering in that market. So in Shanghai, besides the hospitals that we are in and working with them together for their patients and providing professional training for their registered nurse or some doctor coming in to take lessons, we are developing our music therapy education program with the biggest online education platform, Himalaya. Himalaya has 600 to 700 million paid users online. Athena Music Wellness programs move from, 65 to 28 to 13. Right now, we're the top 10 on their platform, offering music therapy online classes. These are the milestones that we have been built to today. We launched and start this seed rounds fundraising. It's with the money we be able to continue build our TuneWell, be able to break our cash flow, and we have the next 102 versions of TuneWell. It's called TuneLive. TuneLive is a therapist marketplace, meaning our end user, our user on a mobile phone, be able to have an opportunity to select certified music therapists and be able to have an opportunity to set appointment to have a music therapy section on the phone.
24 hours from every part of the world.
Correct. So our TuneWell, another step up is to build our apps very strong in different multiple languages, with multiple languages support, and not to mention we're going to strengthens our online education platform. So I'm going to round back our deck. Can we go back? Sorry. Okay. No, I want to go back to our page 7. No.
This one?
No. All right. Just now we share. I share a little bit about our milestone, and at this moment, I think over here you can see we have 3 pillars of our business. The first one is mental wellness. With the global markets and our resource, actually TuneWell's launch. Also, there's another deep part of it is we have a vast library of digital contents, which is our musics and our therapies content. Our music therapies treatment, which is really, I just already went through it, really we had an opportunity to offer them the online and offline services. But one thing that Angelo and I, when we launched this Athena Music Wellness, we know we're in the high impacts, where our projects is high impacts. We also want to help people that in the world from our low incomes family, from foster home, our children and adults that are victims from human trafficking. And so we actually, our students and our teachers had the opportunity to volunteer to provide music therapies through a nonprofit organization called International Music Wellness Council, deploy our services to help those people out there. We're very proud of what we do, but not to mention music therapy in mental health crisis sectors, we do believe is one of the key therapies out there. Now in the rehabilitations, there are 3 complementaries therapy that are very important. One is physical therapy. Second is language therapy. And the third one is music therapy. I'd like to talk about a little bit about TuneWell. So maybe Jonathan, would you like to take over the mic?
Yeah, so hi everyone. So yes, the app that we've completed development last month is essentially a version 1.0 of our music and mental wellness pillar of our business. The idea is, like the other apps that we've mentioned in the beginning of the presentation, Calm.com and Headspace, the idea is to bring awareness to self-care in each person's mental health in their daily life. The reason why we've created TuneWell version 1.0 is to focus on music therapy as a solution, not trying to include lots of different types of solutions under one umbrella, right, like meditation and other forms of mental wellness methods, but we're doubling down on music therapy because we know that it works. So right now, it's live in the App Store, both on Android and iOS App Store, with over 300 hours of content. And Angelo and our music therapist team are continuing to produce content daily. It is a freemium subscription model, meaning that the app is free to download and also free to sign up with unlimited access to the app. And we currently have 3 tiers on the subscription level: monthly for $9.99, annually, and then biannually for $59.99 and $99.99 respectively. The big, Angelo, could you please go to the next slide? So the next iteration of TuneWell, as Roz mentioned, is TuneLive. This is a feature within the TuneWell app that is, as Roz mentioned, one-on-one live appointments with a real music therapist. Some of you may have heard of telehealth and the idea that you can meet your doctors via online, whether that's a mobile app or on your computer, to get diagnoses, different assessments. And so the idea here is to apply this to music therapy. As we mentioned in the beginning, music therapy is already a more niche market than mental health. And so the reason why we started to have version 1 be focused on our content is to give people an opportunity to be exposed to music therapy and its benefits. And as we launched TuneLive and developed TuneLive, we are providing the user the opportunity to be exposed to music therapy, and if they want to go deeper, to start formulating, signing up for appointments with real therapists to treat some of their more deeper issues that they may need more assistance on. And this is not only unlocking huge opportunity in the mental, not unlocking huge opportunities in the COVID-19 pandemic, but even after all this subsides, we're able to reach people that we may not ever reach in person. So we're expanding from in-person with our treatment centers to now reaching users at scale in US and Asia and beyond. Here on this graph, you see this chart where we're focusing on wellness, which is the current version of the app, and then treatment, which kind of goes into the realm of TuneLive. The 2 areas where we would be growing revenue in is on the B2C side, so purely from the subscription model, with the key focus on Asia, given the size of particularly the Chinese mobile app market. And then the treatment side for B2C, which is still directly following that subscription model, as well as following that into the treatment centers once things open up again. Now, on the bottom row, we see B2B2C, And this is what Roz was mentioning in terms of content licensing. And so the idea here is that as user growth grows and increases, we have different ideas in the pipeline to partner with different enterprise clients, as well as spreading not only with our own proprietary TuneWell app, but expanding that to other platforms. The newest one on here, as you can see under partnerships, is Snap Indies. This is Snapchat's new platform that they've recently come out a few months ago, where you can create apps within the Snapchat platform, where you can access, in our case, TuneWell via Snapchat. So if you are messaging someone, you're still able to share music, listen to music together, etc. And Headspace has created their own as well. And as you can see on here, there are other platforms with Amazon Echo, Google Home, as well as partnerships in more traditional areas like the hotel industry. If you're walking in and checking into a room, a hotel guest might hear some of our music, and there are a plethora of use cases that could be applied. And this goes to the treatment side as well for TuneLive, partnering with hospitals and mental health clinics. And one of the things that isn't on here is college campuses. Right now, especially, we're seeing a huge uptick in the struggle to learn virtually now that a lot of schools have shut down, and is even more important for those in the elementary and middle school age range.
I'd like to add in here is for partnerships in the industry in China, we're engaging conversation from Tencent Music to NetEase. These are two of the platforms that we're looking at that be able to partner with them with our therapeutics music. And Himalaya.com is our education app, education platforms. But right now they're investing $10 million to motivate people to learn music therapy. And that is the reason why Athena Music Wellness Education Program has been one of the targeted brands they're interested to partner with us. In terms of for traditional business that we partner, establish a relationship with is hotels in China and fitness centers. These are hotel, airline, fitness industry. They are now suffering, but they are trying to find the best way when they're out of the pandemic, what they can offer to the publics that before the pandemic. How could we do that differently? So for airline, we actually are engaged in a program that how do we create a music program, music therapies program that to increase the passengers experience on air, as well as for special needs people on air and also at the airport at the waiting areas. So conversation has been going on, and also now, as I don't think is something new now, that corporation, large corporations such as Coca-Cola, Colgate are engaging to develop program or working with third party to develop a mental wellness program as a benefit to their employees. So that is our B2B2C direction.
Roz, would you say that so far in 100% of your reach, that 50% of it has been in Asia, or 70?
No, I think our strategy is still cover US, Asia, and Europe, right? So I think probably about like 45% for business, and then another 40 to 45% here in the United States, remaining 15% in Europe. But Asia, with the population, with the need, that is really one of the key for Athena.
Yeah, I was just trying to get a sense of where you are now compared to where you think you can be in the short term. Are you going to focus on the US market, or are you going to focus on your relationships you have in Asia presently with the licensing I guess, or a partnership that you mentioned earlier in the discussion, right?
Yes. So we have the exclusive we're the exclusive licensee from the European Music Therapy Board for their testing. So for example, for SAT test, you have the designated SAT test center, yeah? So we are the European Music Therapy Certification Test Center for North America and Asia. So in terms of for the business proportions, I think that US still is our main base. We're here now in Southern California. We're developing our Northern California location. And as I said, you know, because of the population and the number, and also music therapy is really like very infant stage are in China, are in other part of the Southeast Asia. So we do see the revenue volumes are the same program. It could be growing very fast in Asia. So now I kind of had this kind of with this slide, like to obviously to share our, you know, what just now I think I already mentioned about the backgrounds for three of us. Yeah. The strong growth we project if we have 17,000 pay user, we'd be able to reach a revenue of $1 million annual. If we reach 200,000 pay user, we can reach 1 million revenue a month. And these are not to mention about the education side and the treatment side of the revenue. So TuneWell's growth is really be able to drive Athena's moving forwards. And TuneWell is only our main core or only one mission for TuneWell. It actually is used scientific and systematic aspects to grow, to address the mental health. TuneWell, we have TuneLive, we're continuing with TuneKit, and this is some things that are Athena's our main focus. So on this chart I shared before, we want to look at future. So we already built this. With the seed fund, we'll be able to grow. And for the futures, we're launch our TuneLive and continue to develop our digital music therapies, our new market, our India in Asia. We also, in other countries, super strong, which is Singapore and Vietnam. And the last part certainly is to develop our content licensing vertical. We believe that with other platforms' help, our TuneWell and Athena will grow faster. This I've been through, right? Okay, there were three. I would believe there were three key points is our advantage for Athena. Number one, we already established our leadership position in our partnership in our global markets, particularly in Asia. And here we're growing from California. And we do have a big copyrighted database of music and content. This is I should say, is the IP of Athena's, not just from Angelo. We have a team of 28 professors that they are also the content contributors. The last thing is about education. As we know, the market's demand in this way is going to be demand more certified music therapists. And we are ready. We already have a platform to train, and classes to train therapists, certified music therapists. There we go. Thank you very much for the time. But now I would like everybody sit back and enjoy 2 minutes of TuneWell.
I was walking in the woods. I stopped, and I had the desire to light a fire. I took some sticks and some stones. I started rubbing them and to warm myself, I gave birth to the first spark. I look at it in the here and now. I put it on the ground. I take bits of wood and start making a nice fire that burns. Burns everything I don't like. I see this fire, and I see that there, in the flames, are my fears, becoming almost small, and smaller and smaller, like ash. I start dancing, to dance around the burning fire that gives me joy, gives me warmth on what used to give me melancholy, gives me light on what used to give me nostalgia.
Thank you.
Yeah,
With
super cool. I feel cleansed already.
with Andros here, I think I'd like him to address, so what is European Music Therapy and American Music Therapy Association? These two main branches in the world. What is the difference? And
Yeah, the difference is basically one. The European point of view on the music therapy is more wellness oriented. It not means that we are not clinical, because we work in the hospitals, in the rehabilitation centers anyway, but we consider the man one entity, body and mind totally connected, and we work to the reconnection of the inner emotions of the client, if we can say not only patients. For example, to decrease totally and drastically the use of the pharmaceuticals and the medicines for the managing of the pain, for example, the post-surgery pain, the oncological pain, or simply to take off the stress, to decrease the stress of the daily life, to develop a new resilience. And this difference is huge, because in the European way to use the music therapy, we have a lot of different culture mixed and a lot of different kind of instruments, not only musical instruments, but maybe the voice used in total different ways from the Eastern Europe, Central Europe, South Europe, Western Europe.
so music therapy, would you like to share about our team, our professor's team?
Yeah, our professor's team is covering a wide range of different skills and preparation. We have psychotherapists like Dr. Sideroni, that is one of the most renewed in Europe and not only in Italy, that it works on the dynamics. He worked with the professional sport teams for the rehabilitation after the injuries. He treats couples, he treats family problems, and his match with the music therapy is fantastic, because we can use the sound, specific frequencies, to rehabilitate the new neural pathways of the brain. For example, in the disease like Alzheimer or Parkinson, or rehabilitation, the physical therapy that is always painful. This is one example. We have Professor Rosati that is specialized with the children, autism, problem with the activities, developing the learning problems. And this is a specific kind of problems that are treated in the Athena Kids. We have a section dedicated only for the children and the families relationship. We have a Professor Irene that is specialized with Professor Rigamonti too, with the treatment of the elders, the way to socialize, a new channel of communication through the active music therapy that is different from the deep listening. The active side of the music therapy is based on free improvisation, storytelling, write of music, songwriting together, lyrics, recall of the memory, biography music therapy. And there is a wide range of the other professors now. I don't want to bore you more, but we can treat from 9 months of life, before the life with the pregnant moms, to the start to the end of the life, 100 years old, is not an exaggeration, believe me, because music therapy can accompany our life from the start to the end.
You've been to China. You also in our office, you see those patients in there. So what do you see that our music therapy can change lives there in Asia?
In Asia, our music therapy can work very well. First of all, because it's come from a different culture. Specifically in China, the Chinese traditional music is based only on 5 tones and a pentatonic scale. It's like you try to paint a color, paint a drawing or a paint like this on my background with only 5 colors. In our table of the colors, we can add all the rest, all the tones of the color. In this case, the sounds, the frequencies of the sounds, because from the European culture, we can add all the other things that they miss. And this kind of new sound entering the life of the persons is really effective, working on the mood or the interior reconnection of our personal emotions in a different way, to open a new kind of approach to the life, especially in the situation of the discharging of the stress, like now, isolation, no social relationships, remote control of our emotions, loneliness. We can treat all these kind of problems and reduce it drastically, really drastically.
Jonathan's, from the technology standpoint, I would like to hear your sharings about also what you see between from TuneWell to our TuneLive and the next. Do like a couple of minutes just to share about what you think as a CTO, you're leading the team, also our CIO in China. What do you see next year, 2022, 23 projection from your standpoint, technology standpoint?
Yeah, so even as we enter 2021, as you know, the pandemic starts to subside and as the vaccine comes out, I think lots of industries will change. And one of those being is the way that we go about, right? The way we travel, the way we even just go outside to do our daily chores. And I think one of those things is definitely how we go about to receive medical care. And in this case, mental health care. And I really think that TuneLive will be a huge market opportunity into reaching people not only locally where Roz and Angelo is in Newport Beach, or where I am in Atlanta, Georgia, but nationwide and worldwide. As we continue to scale the platform, TuneWell is being hosted on AWS, which is Amazon's cloud platform. And using the technologies that exist now today, cloud and the latest technologies, we're able to scale quickly and as well as efficiently with little to basically low monthly maintenance costs, even as we grow to thousands and potentially millions of users. And so in this sense, as we combine Angelo's proprietary music therapy methods, I really do believe that as we continue to train music therapists, certified music therapists, we're able to continue to generate content onto the platform and really reach a wide range of users. So yeah.
Thank you. So this is TuneWell on the phone. So TuneWells, now we have 300 hours of the content, which is our songs, our content in there, but it's every day we're adding. We have a whole teams of 28 part-times or our consultants on certified music therapists and professors, and these are the contents being added in and continue adding to TuneWell. So in conclusion is, with the funding that we're raising today, we'll be able to add full-time music therapists and professors on the team. On the technology departments, we'll be able to add our team to build our own tech teams, support teams for Athena, and to continue our TuneWell. And certainly importantly, to make sure that finish our TuneLive development and market the app.
And if I can say something more from the side of the therapy, actually we have songs, playlists, videos that are very important to stimulate the visual guiding voice, like the one that you just listened now from my actual patient. But the project is to go very forward, to give something in 3D. With the technology side, we are developing new instruments, a new way to treat the patients, especially remote. TuneWell will be something that will change forever the therapy, forever, because we are unique, no meditation, like I said on the start, and the TuneWell will be an instrument that cannot be substituted by nothing in the future.
Oh, one example I forgot to share. So when in March, when COVID-19 was super bad in China, and our Angelo is like a celebrity, a therapist and specialist in China. So he was invited to contribute 3 sections of music therapies and music to the hospitals in Wuhan. And he did it. And we actually, for the B2B side, we have programmed that music developed, composed directly for hospital use. And we have music that particularly for school and music for company. So these are some things that definitely is what strengthens our B2B to C market. Okay.
So I think that if it's okay with you, I have a question. It's compelling and easy to accept that music therapy works. I think we can all agree, even if we're not scientifically aligned to understand it that way. I think that one of the things that the folks might be interested in hearing is, and forgive me for going down this road, but this is important, I believe, with applications and technology and subscriptions, it's nice to get subscribers, engagement, and then how long do they stay on and whether they continue to upsell. Now, you may not have done enough to this to have any meaningful data, but whatever you have, could you share with us? For example, signups are one thing, engagement's another, and how long people stay and use it, and then, buy the upsells within the thing. Can you talk about how that's going, just in terms of the TuneWell?
Jonathan, would you like to answer?
So right now we're actually in the stage of sharing with family and friends, and basically having a small test set of users to give us feedback. We haven't launched any large-scale marketing campaign because that would be foolish. We would just be draining our money down the pipe without knowing how we can improve the app, right, without getting any feedback. So it is public on the App Store and you can download it right now, but we haven't launched any sort of large marketing campaign. And the idea is to iterate, right? Our team has been working on this for months, and sometimes we need the third party perspective onto what the user really wants and what they really need and their pain points, and how we can improve the app. And once we feel that we're at a stable state, which I believe is very soon, in the next few weeks or so, then we'll able to formulate a marketing plan and the budget in that sense to drive subscriber growth. And that I am confident in because we have done the due diligence to iterate and improve the app. And this is not even including TuneLive's development.
Yeah, totally makes sense. So how long has the app been out?
2 weeks.
Around 2 weeks only.
So
Yeah.
it's, you know, early beta, friends and family. Got it. Yeah. Just,
Yeah.
that's really important.
On the app, there is a section called profile. If you are a user and you have your own profile, and in there, it's like a calendar. You can write down, you know, how you feel on that day after you listen to the playlist. And we actually has a number on that, like this person, how long he listening to the song. Is he flipping from song to song to song, or he finished the song? So there's all these data and analytics inside the app. So yeah, we do have that.
The goal is to have a self-assessment to the start that nobody do it. You start the first cycle of therapy with the playlist. After, you can improve your mood. You can feel nothing. You can feel worse, for example, because music is particularly tailored person by person. And this is the unique feature of TuneWell, because we intervened to the first cycle, and you are engaged more, of course, because if you improve it, you can feel better. If not, you can feel better. That is the thing. And during the time, the developing of the library of the contents will be deeper and deeper and deeper. And the problem of the person will be solved, and you can use something new every time if you want.
Yeah, and the users will guide you through, you know, Jonathan used the word that I love, which is iteration. You learn by adjusting. And so I didn't.
The real therapist, yes.
So we're going to run out of time here, but if you want to just add a few more things and then wrap it up with a final comment, that would be great.
Yes. So just the last touch up about actually the TuneWell app, user have a complete assessment. They can have a pre-quiz to do a complete assessment about for their situation. After, they will get a whole list of recommended playlists they can listen. After 30 days, they use 1 month, $9.99. After that, they got offered to a post-quiz. So they can test from 30 days later, how do they feel?
Contrast, so you have a baseline,
Yes.
I went on and I said, I feel great. So we'll see what happens.
And if you feel great, you can maintain this thing, because it's about a balance of your inner emotions. It's not something that after finish is long lasting. I need to stay in this way. I need to continue to be happy. I try to have serenity. I back from the work at home. Let me listen to something that can me discharge the stress.
I totally get it. Yeah.
The people feel better.
TuneWell and bourbon, right?
Yeah. So in conclusion, if we round it. So we are seeking for 1.2 million as seed fund, and I would like our investor to know that Athena, actually the milestone that we have reached is amazing. Not only that we already developed an online platform, we also have education platform services that we can offer and the treatments. And the funding be able to helping us actually to market our more robust to market our TuneWell and complete our Tune Life and launch our Tune Life. And I have to say, in the market, there's no other like TuneWell in music therapy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for being here. Thank you, everybody, for joining and sharing. Again, the only thing you can't create more of your time. And that was, like I said, I think everybody can accept that music therapy is effective, and then delivering it to its appropriate place. And then the licensing that you have is super interesting too. We're certified music therapy. And then you're going to have a platform where people can actually build businesses on the back of as music therapists. I get it, right?
Yeah. Yes.
You were going to say something, Angela?
Something to conclude from my point of view. Music is a cure for the man from the start. From the Aristotle, Plato, the last ancient Greeks, they take care, the Egyptians, they take care with the sound of the persons. And like Plato say, without music, there is no man. The music is the base of our evolution, from the monkeys to the actual situation.
Totally get it. I couldn't agree more. Yeah.
Thank you.
And I'm not a direct descendant of Socrates and Plato, but maybe somebody in there, right? So thank you very much. Jonathan, thank you. Roz, Angelo, it was wonderful. thank you, everybody in the audience, Family Office Insights, and being awesome during all this shenanigans we're going through with COVID, et cetera. But till next time, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.